Welcome to the 2022 primary election candidate videos, made possible by a partnership between Collin County Votes, which is an initiative of the Collin County Business Alliance and the Allen, Frisco, Plano, and McKinney Chambers of Commerce. I'm Leanne Libby, General Manager of Community Impact Newspaper in Plano, and I'm excited to introduce our viewers to Peter Haase, running for House District 33. Welcome, Peter.
Thanks, Leanne. It's great to be here.
Thank you for being here. Well, we'll jump right in. So, in your own words, what is the role of a state legislator?
So, to me, a state legislator is someone that represents the community and is also in touch with that community. So, they're able to listen to everybody around them and uh, leverage those ideas and needs of the community around them in the state legislature. So, that's what I'm trying to do.
Great. So, if elected, share your top 2 to 3 legislative priorities.
Sure. So, number one for me is to try to better our infrastructure here in Texas, and that will start with the energy grid, something that's obviously a lot of people, especially last year during the freeze in February. So starting with trying to update outdated transmission lines and replace them with high efficiency transmission lines, trying to leverage renewable resources of energy, and just kind of talk to experts in the field and try to update our grid system as much as possible. And then second for me would be nature and the environment. It's very important to me. I love visiting national parks, visiting state parks. I've visited a lot of different places, and nature is huge for me. And I want to keep Texas great for future generations, just like I've had it for myself. So that's one of the things I want to work on as well, expanding the legislature that we have around conservation.
Great. So, Collin County is one of the fastest growing counties in the country. What are your thoughts on the growth to date, and what would your priorities be going forward?
Yeah, I think the growth in Collin County has been great, and it's really bringing in a lot of new people and a lot of new ideas. And I think that what we need to focus on is really trying to balance that growth with a more healthy idea of growth. So we need to try to facilitate, I guess, a more equal representation for government as well, and then also try to not work to move people out of an area, but try to accept everybody in.
So, what do you see as the top needs of the business community? And what would you do to help meet those needs to ensure continued economic growth?
Yeah, so the top needs for a lot of local businesses that I see is just trying to compete with the bigger chains and corporate businesses that are also in the area. And so trying to implement, I guess, maybe stricter zoning laws to help out local and smaller businesses that are competing with these large scale um, corporate entities. I think that would help a lot. And then also um, working to increase minimum wage for workers around this area, and that will help to increase spending in those areas as well, from people that are making minimum wage, which will drive business.
Great. So, what do you see as the biggest transportation issue facing the county, and how would you address it?
So the transportation issue, obviously anybody that lives in Collin County has seen the traffic on 75 and the issues that are around traffic. So trying to implement a better public transport system in general in Texas is something that's important to me as well. It goes on to my infrastructure plan. Uh, we have 3 of the 10 largest cities in the United States, and there's no public transport between them. That's an issue for me. And so trying to bring up public transport in Texas and also in this local community through a better bus system, a more accessible bus system, and also the tram lines that we do have. I think that will expanding on those things will help try to fix this public or this transport issue that we do have.
The business community and many of the organizations that represent it have promoted equity and diversity through hiring practices, programs, and community investments. Because Collins County is such a diverse area in every sense of the word, can you talk about what equity and diversity means to you?
Yeah, sure. So equity isn't just that. people are treated equal in in the eyes of the law. It's that everybody has an equal opportunity, and so whether you're in a lower income area or a higher income area in neighborhoods that have houses worth $1 million versus $200,000, everybody needs to have that same opportunity moving forward and to get better education and to get these job opportunities. And that's what equity means to me.
Thank you. Well, last question. So, if you were talking to someone from outside of Collin County that was thinking about moving here or moving their business here, tell us what your 30-second elevator pitch would be.
Yeah. So, kind of going off of what you said earlier, Collin County is one of the fastest growing counties in the United States, and so I think that that alone is one of the, I guess, selling points for Collin County. And the area itself is great. It's safe. It's uh, affordable, and it's very close to a lot of things around Texas and around the United States. It's kind of central in the U.S. Um, and also in Texas, you're very close to Dallas. Downtown Dallas is about 20-25 minutes away, and so you have the accessibility of being near a big city without having the, I guess, uh, fast-paced living of a big city.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Haase, for joining us today and allowing the voters to hear from you on important issues. We appreciate it.
Sure, thank you. Appreciate your time.